2.
Hey, welcome back to Judicial Dollars and Cents, coming to you live at the PILMMA Super Summit in San Antonio, Texas. I'm very excited to have Dave Thomas here from Law Tigers, motorcycle lawyers law firm. Welcome to the show.
Hey, John, thanks so much. Glad to be on your show. And yeah, man, I love that cowboy hat. I tell you.
Well, when in Texas.
I got to get me one, man.
So tell me about Law Tigers.
Yeah. So Law Tigers, we're actually celebrating our 25th year anniversary this year.
Wow.
Been around, it's 25 years. We are the largest motorcycle brand in the legal industry. We have a marketing agency that generates high-value cases to personal injury firms across the country. And, we occupy currently 32 states, 47 markets. What we do for personal injury firms is we diversify their practice with an incredible niche. These motorcycle cases that I'm mentioning, and we do that in a number of ways of generating these cases. We generate them through digital marketing, traditional marketing, and grassroots marketing.
So if I was a firm in a location that you're not, which should have to be pretty rare, can I still do other PI work and get cases?
Absolutely. Great question, John. So, we often look at our program as like a companion brand, right? And so it's really, complementing what you already do. So we just want to add value and not take away. Many of our firms, they do mass tort. They do everything on the umbrella of personal injury, but they want to tag on that motorcycle practice because, unfortunately, there's, you go down on a bike, it's some very serious injuries involved.
There's not a lot to protect you there. There's no airbag.
No airbags. I call them open vehicles, right?
Open vehicles. Are you a motorcycle rider yourself?
I've jumped on bikes from time to time ever since I was young, but I'm not an avid rider. My background is football, and my little tough wife there, she says, look, you've taken your risks. We're not going to do it on 2 wheels.
I'm glad somebody's got you on a leash because not getting on a bike is a smart thing at my age,
yes,
for sure.
Mine too.
So you played football at University of New Mexico.
Yes, sir.
And then you went to law school at Arizona State?
Well, I got my MBA. So I did my undergraduate at University of New Mexico. I did go to W.P. Carey School of Business there. And so I'm a non-lawyer. I'm currently a senior vice president of business development and growth for Law Tigers.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
So I'm the guy behind driving the brand across the country.
You're out helping expand the firm and the brand.
Yes.
So take me through your origin story. You left New Mexico having played football.
Yep.
What was the impetus for Arizona State business?
That's a great question. So after college, I'm like most graduates, just full of energy and not really a whole lot of focus, right, as far as what you want to do. So there's a number of things I tried. I jumped right into like recruiting, and I didn't even know that was a career. So I was in the staffing business, right? So I'm over here hiring nurses and doctors and, smiling and dowling, we called it back in our day. I would, I'm kind of, descriptive here, sitting in a cardboard box on top of a desk there, and I'm making like $100 a day. So that's how I entered my career. But quickly I learned a couple of things about myself, that I'm actually good with people. I'm probably labeled an influencer and a connector. And so I was just really blessed to be hired by some great startups. And then the MBA kind of came after the actually big career deal. So I was an early member of jobbing.com, based out of Arizona. And then we grew to be one of the 4th largest in the country. And then that's when I went back to school and got my MBA. So I said, hey, if I'm going to follow this leadership track, I better learn a little bit more practical, mixed with the practical experience, learn a little bit more to be more effective as a leader.
So you're fairly young, but I'm guessing that when you played football, NIL was not a thing?
No, it's not a thing. It wasn't a thing. It was that we would still bounce at, I'm probably telling too much, at bars for a little money under the table when I played. But no, you got a little small stipend. I have a 13-year-old son who's highly decorated as an early athlete. 13 gets you.
Wow.
He already has an offer from the University of Nebraska. And so when you speak
I would love to discourage that as a former member of the Big 8 at the University of Missouri. Nebraska's a dead end, but go ahead.
So the reason I bring that up is because much has changed, right? There's so much to play for. Obviously you got a passion for the game, but NIL deals definitely don't hurt, right?
It's fantastic. It's a way for a lot of these kids who are never going to play in the NFL or professionally to get some money. And if they've got good counsel around them, good parents and good advisors, they can be set for the rest of their life.
Yes, and I also think it's like kind of equaling the playing field, so to speak, right? Where you have schools like Indiana bringing home a natty, you know. I mean, come on, Indiana
we
football.
can thank Mark Cuban for that.
yeah, that too, right?
We all need a Mark Cuban.
Yes, and the portal helped.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, what are the plans for further growth?
Yes, for Law Tigers, you know, we like to grow, you know, and we've learned, I guess, over the years, you learn that, you know, fast growth isn't necessarily the best growth. So we like to, what we call just kind of like, you know, slow down and hurry up and just be consistent.
Make sure you have the right relationships.
100%. And, you know, we had a little sidebar discussion on that earlier today in passing. All money isn't good money, and all clients aren't the right clients.
That's right.
Early on, you're like, man, I'll take anything. I just want to just grow this thing. But we want to be intentional about who we partner with, because we feel that, you know, sustainability is part of growth, right? So, you know, you can bring them in, but sometimes that back door is open, then you're just kind of running in place. So we want to make sure we bring on, you know, like-minded firms that have some of the same goals and some of the same best practices and that we foster at Law Tigers.
So I'm a PI firm.
Yeah.
And I'm in an area that you don't have a relationship with.
Mm-hmm.
What would it look like if we partnered?
Yeah. So what it would look like is, so our program actually, it's protected up to 30 years. So renewals on every 3 years, 9 terms. You're going to adopt basically our marketing team. We're going to interject our marketing team into your firm. We're going to do all the blocking and tackling for you and your firm in regarding to motorcycle cases. You know, again, our marketing teams, which consists of traditional, digital, and grassroots. Let's talk about grassroots for one moment. I think this is kind of our bread and butter, and this is what really differentiates us from anybody else out here doing this in the industry. So our market managers, they're, you know, guys and girls, they have to be riders. They're the face of the program. They almost act similarly as like pharmaceutical sales reps would in the healthcare arena. So they're calling on parts stores, tow companies, dealerships. They do a bunch of local rallies. So they're facing your program. They're out there winning friends and influencing people. So that right there, you know, our cases for our members across the country, I would say about 42% of those cases come by way of word of mouth through our referral and grassroots efforts. So that's
and they
a big
spread
piece.
that with the brand out there, and people see Law Tigers. They're in an accident. They think, oh, Law Tigers.
Top of mind, 100%. And you know, we partner with some pretty heavy hitters out there like Revzilla, and a lot of, you know, we deal with Harley Davidson shops stretched across the country. So we have buying power and you know, just you know, it's like evangelists in the community. Everything we do is tied to the community. We don't really focus on accidents. We try to do everything in our power to prevent them. I mean, like 95% of us are riders. Like I said, I jump on a bike from time to time. I'm not your avid rider, but you know, our goal is not to, you know, really, you know, showcase the accident. Our goal is to provide rider education, self-awareness. We partner with all the training schools to keep you safe. But we know if you jump on a bike, just like football, it's not the question of if, but when.
Right.
And when happens, we want you to think of us, just like you said.
You know, I really appreciate this discussion. I want to ask you one last question before we wrap up. Well, 2 actually.
Yeah.
First one is, how can folks get a hold of you if they want to be a partner to the firm? How can folks reach out?
Yeah, so you can reach out to me. I'm just an open door, right? Dave@lawtigers.com, DAV at lawtigers.com. Definitely check out our website, lawtigersmarketing.com. So where you'll find out a little bit more about our program, what we do across the country. And man, yeah, that's the best way. Yeah.
All right. Now the last question.
Yes.
In your football collegiate career,
yes,
who's the most famous person that went on?
Jeez, man, it's a bunch of them. You know, so I played in the WAC, so you can go with Marshall Falk. You know, maybe
love Marshall Falk.
Maybe
I'm
he's a
from
good
St.
one.
Louis.
San Diego, yeah. So he's
San
a good
Diego
guy.
State.
So I'll stop there, but it's a lot of good ones. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Dave, so much for your time, and thank you all for listening to Judicial Dollars and Cents. We'll see you next time.
Wonderful. Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us on Judicial Dollars and Cents, presented by Anders Virtual CFO Services. If you found value in today's conversation, be sure to follow or subscribe wherever you get your podcast. To learn more about how Anders helps law firms strengthen their financial foundations and drive growth, visit anderscpa.com. Until next time, keep making smart decisions that make perfect sense.